Subscribe now.
Intercontinental Sport TV. Back again. Yes, we're back again. Every Friday like this, we're back again. I'm sweating. It's summertime right here. Right here. From our studio. Come on, let's go, people. It is what it is. It's all about this right leather game. I tell you. It's a beautiful day right here from our studio here in the United States. You know what I mean? It's summertime, baby. Oh my goodness. Solid vibes. Yes, talk to me, baby. Oh, you, we are ready. Tomorrow, if it's up final. About it. Preview match. Tell you. It's gonna be loud. Alright, I'm not always here alone, you know what I mean? Robbie's here with me. Alright, Robbie, talk to me. What's going on, bro?
Good afternoon to you, the Don. It's good to be on the show once again. And just like we say it in Nigeria, Happy New Month to you. Happy New Month to ISTV. Tomorrow, we're set to see the FA Cup final. Yes, we're set to see the FA Cup finals. But in fact, let me tell you this prediction. I don't know. Something in me just says that United will win tomorrow. I don't know how they are going to do it. I don't know how they will do it, but I just have that feeling that United will win tomorrow. I tweeted about it this morning, so I just have that feeling that United will win tomorrow. So it's been a wonderful season. It's been an amazing season for Nigerian players. Victor Osimhen was voted the best striker in the Serie A. Alex Iwobi was voted the best player for Everton this season. Kelechi Iheanacho was also voted the best player for Leicester City this season. So I think it's just good vibes for Nigeria. And at least for those of us here for those of us also here in Nigeria, the Super Six is starting tomorrow, and that is one tournament to look out for. And you have other developments that is here in Nigeria that are exciting for local football. So we're set to see what next season brings, and of course, we'll be looking forward to seeing how the league also here in Nigeria improves and also rub shoulders with the rest of the world. So on that note, I say good evening, and of course, let's get started.
All right, before I call on Kule to come on, this is the talking point tonight. We're going to do FA Cup preview, combine 11, and also we have some EPL transfer gist. And also, let me tell you, we have a very quick debate. I'm sure Kule is ready. Kule, talk to me, you're live. Bro, what's going on? Manchester United versus Man City tomorrow. I am injured. I swear down. I am scared. Oh, no. You know what I mean?
Why should you? Good evening from this side, Don. Good evening from this side to everyone, wherever you're watching all across the world. I don't see any reason. I don't understand why you should be afraid. I mean, if there is any team that knows how to beat Manchester City, it's Manchester United. Absolutely. So I mean, we've done it over and over again. No matter how good Pep Guardiola is, United always find a way to to beat him. So I see no reason why that can't happen tomorrow. Yes. All right. So do like this. Put your hand on your chest and do like this. Do like exactly, yes, like that.
All right, no shaking. That's what school is telling me. All right, it's going to be loud. I tell you, I want to welcome this guy. Irene's a Liverpool fan. He's fuming that they are not in FA Cup final. I'm sorry, my brother. It is all red. It is Manchester United. Welcome to the show, Irene. Talk to me. How you feeling? How you coping that you are not in final this time around? It's about
Manchester United. I should first of all remind you that we are the current holders of the FA Cup. That is number one. Yes, okay, so we won it last season. So I understand your elation right now. And Kunle said no shaking, but I have to tell you that there is shaking because
why? I don't understand why. Shaking?
By this time tomorrow, I'm sure you'll be shaking, Kunle. So just wait for tomorrow to come.
We'll see. We'll be here. We'll be here.
I can see you are saying if there's one team that can beat Man City, is Man United. Okay, I mean that you've done it this season, right? So do it again tomorrow.
Thank you. Exactly.
Do it again.
Exactly.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
All right, welcome, Pirates. Welcome.
Thank you.
It is what it is. And a lady, is joining us tonight. Lady Va in the building. Lady Va is also a Liverpool fan. She's filming. She's so happy. She has something to say, and I'm going to tell you. Let me tell you something, Lady Va. It's all about Manchester United. Don't be angry. Don't be filming. We'll do the job. Don't worry. It's all about Manchester United, Man City. You're welcome. Lady Va, talk to me. How you feeling?
Yeah, good evening, everybody. I'm actually happy. Like you said, it's a Manchester derby. I'm watching out to see if we're going to see another episode of hat tricks, like what happened sometime. So I'm happy. It's Manchester City versus Manchester United. So I can't wait.
All right. I hope the hat trick is for Dr. Radcliffe. All right, people, let's get started. Straight up to the quiz for today. I'm telling you, I'm going to start with you, Kunle. This quiz, this debate is trending right now. And it says you can only have one of this manager for one season and with no money to spend. Who are you putting in charge? Kunle, let's start with you. That's a quick debate. Go for it, bro.
Without a doubt, I think I'll pick Jose Mourinho because not trying to say that Jose Mourinho doesn't spend, but I think he's someone who he can make do with what he has, and he will try to get the best out of them, most especially, in an effort to go for glory, maybe like win a cup competition. I think we've seen him do it everywhere he has been. You look at AS Roma, for instance, he has not really had a lot of money to spend like that. And you look at it that he has led them to 2 finals, all in the space of 1 year. He came last year, you understand? So, unlike a Guardiola, that's not the case for him. Guardiola needs his type of players to excel. Yeah, Sir Alex Ferguson, maybe not quite, because he's this kind of person who he can make use of young players, but they won't give you instant results. But Jose Mourinho is all about the results from the very first day. No matter the way it comes, he's about that result from day one. So I think I'll go for Jose Mourinho above the two.
Jose Mourinho. That's Kunle saying Jose Mourinho. I'm sure Robbie's going to have another different opinion. Talk to me, Robbie. Robbie, what do you feel? Kunle
says. I'll go for Sir Alex Ferguson. The reason why I'll go for Ferguson is the fact that he's one manager that knows how to nurture talent. Like Kunle said, yes, it might not be the immediate success, but this is somebody who can build the foundation for success, not just 1 year, 2 years, but for at least about 4, 5, 6 years to come. So I would go for him. And he also has the pedigree of, like I said, getting the best out of almost nothing. The class of 93 are there for all of us to see. And of course, he didn't sign the likes of Beckham, the likes of the Neville brothers. He didn't sign them. They all came through the ranks of United, and we all saw what they did for United. So I'll go for Sir Alex Ferguson as the manager I will pick without spending a dime.
All right, without spending a dime. That's what Robbie is saying. He said he could go for Alex. All right. Irate, I know you don't have anything about, you don't have any coach that is so super among all these 3 coaches. Or do you have any different opinion, Irate? Who will you go for? Who you settle for? No club here. It is what it is. Talk to me.
Yes, a manager for the season with no money to spend.
Yes.
I mean, all of these managers spent money during their lifetime. During their time as coaches, maybe not one more than the others, but they've all had money to spend at some point. For me, I would go for Pep. And why I would go for Pep is because even with academy players or under 5 or under 8 players, they would have a style of play that even when Pep is not on the field, you can tell this is Pep's team. Jose Mourinho might get you the results by playing hardball and, probably even get you higher up the table, but I'm all for progressive style of football, me personally. So I think even without money, they might not be the best players for Pep. We've seen him work with even the likes of Pablo Zabaleta or Otamendi. These are not players that are excellent on the ball. Or even Akanji before this season was error prone at Dortmund, but he saw the potential and now he has improved the player. Even the types of likes of John Stones have improved. So for me, I think he can improve the players I have even with no money, the players available, and he would successfully implement a style of play that is pleasing to watch. So for me, I'll go for Pep.
All right. Iris says going to go for Pep. Without wasting much time, Lady Va, do you have any suggestion on which coach are you going to settle for? Lady Va, talk to me.
The special one. I'm going for Mourinho straight up. Yeah. Someone that can take a bullet on my behalf, But then, like they already said, Alex Ferguson, grooms talent, great manager. Pep has a kind of style of philosophy, so you need some particular players to actually fit into his style of play, But Mourinho, he spends, but the emphasis on no money. Mourinho is a coach that can actually make do with the team he has and get, a result, at least maybe not that kind of big result, but he can make something out of it. So I'll go for Mourinho.
You'll go for Mourinho. We have 2 people already slicing for Mourinho that's what they're going to use, and that's Lady Va and also Robbie. I think Kunle says
Kunle, yeah.
Yeah, Kunle says Mourinho. All right, the last person I'm going to call upon is Prof, save me this day. Prof, which manager will you settle for? Is it Sir Alex? Is it Sir Mario or Sir Pep? All right, go for it, Prof.
It's a very good evening, everybody. It's a very tricky question. I know I have got Chelsea bias for Jose Mourinho. All of them are all brilliant managers, but I can't just look past it and the way this man organizes his teams, the way he innovates, football. Time after time again. This man a different style of play with different teams. I know. The question is any manager who doesn't have money to spend, but look, on the field of play, Pep is a coach. That's that thing that a lot of people say that Pep cannot perform, Pep cannot work with a smaller team is a myth. It's actually a myth because in Barcelona, yes, I know he had Messi, but Messi wasn't producing numbers that that he did under Pep at the time. He made all those players who they were, brought a lot of players from the academy, such as Busquets, a lot of players like that from the academy, and he molded them into the stars that they were at the time. So Pep is a phenomenal manager. I think he's a proper coach. I like the way he sees the game. Very tactical. I've watched games where Pep, after the game, Pep is still, after winning 3-0, he's still seeing something to talk about. He's a perfectionist, and so for that reason, I think he improves players greatly. I met Arit saying how he has improved Akanji, Ake. Look at Ake from Bournemouth. Look at what they are doing now. Akanji, Stones, players like that. I'll go for Pep, to be honest. I'll go for
All
Pep.
right, they all settle for Pep. They're all settling for Pep. Nobody is even looking at the side of Sir Alex Ferguson. For me, I think it's Sir Alex Ferguson for me. I'm talking about this question. You can only have one manager for one season with no money. I think it's going to be Sir Alex Ferguson. Please drop your comment if you think it's absolutely different case entirely. I think for me, it's Alex Ferguson. Let's move on. Kunle, tomorrow is the D-Day, FA Cup. How you feeling, Kunle? Let me ask you. How you feeling as a Manchester United fan? Quick one, Kunle.
I feel good. There's nothing about it. I want to believe the players know what is at stake, right?
Yeah,
and
because
if you look at it, Ten Hag has been saying it all over for 3 weeks now that United, they are going for that title. He has even said it in today's, or was it yesterday's press conference, that it is not about trying to stop City from being from winning the treble, but actually winning the competition. And if that's the kind of mentality that you have going into the game, it's all yours to take. So I feel good about it. I see nothing about it. Yes, City are going to be the favorites, but there is definitely a way to go about it when you want to play City, and if they can do that perfectly and execute it very well, I see no reason why they can't get another victory over them tomorrow.
All right, let me move on to Irate. It's a special day tomorrow, FA Cup for these two great teams, Manchester City and also Manchester United. How do you see the game from your own perspective, Irate? How exactly do you want to, talk about this game?
I think it's really an exciting game with a pulsating atmosphere. Sold out stadium, full capacity tomorrow at Wembley. 10 years ago, if you were looking at this game, you would probably say, yes, Manchester United has had the upper hand, but nowadays it's the momentum has shifted to the so-called noisy neighbors.
Yeah. And
for these games now, they are always the favorites going into the Manchester derby. I think it will be a tight game. I don't think it'll be a repeat of the 6-3 we saw earlier this season. It's probably be maybe 2 goals, 1 goal difference.
Yeah.
But where it will be won and lost for me is in the midfield. And I'm looking forward to Ten Hag's personnel in the midfield, because for me, Man City's midfield is the best in the world. I mean, you can see how they destroyed even Real Madrid. So
yeah.
I think Ten Hag should not be tempted to go for too many creative players in that midfield, because Man City will have all of the possession, in my opinion, or most of the possession and most of the ball, and Manchester United will look to counter especially through the wings. Martial is out. Rashford should be playing. I think Anthony is out as well. So you might have Sancho and Rashford on both wings, and probably even Weghorst as centre forward. So which I don't think it's really. I don't think Weghorst can trouble anyone, to be honest. So it's. I think
even you as a defender,
even me as a, I don't think it will trouble me. So I mean, it's I think Ten Hag should just, the midfield is where it will be won and lost. Like I said, Casemiro and maybe Fred or McTominay, two players who can break up play. If he goes with Eriksen alongside Bruno Fernandes in midfield, I think you guys can get overrun easily in that midfield.
Easily.
So, but let's see what happens tomorrow. I think, for me, the midfield is where the game will be won and lost.
All right, Robbie. How are you seeing this game tomorrow? Because absolutely, I'm going to ask you what's your thoughts about this game, Robbie?
Well, the game tomorrow is more or less the first time both Manchester teams will be contesting in the finals of the FA Cup, and a lot is at stake. A lot is at stake. Why? Because for Manchester City, they are more or less eyeing the treble, and this will be the first time any team outside Man United is going to do that. That is if they are successful in their pursuit of the treble. That is one. Two, let's not forget the fact that as it is, there is a certain Victor Osimhen who did very well in the Italian Serie A, who is eyeing the African Player of the Year award. Now, the conundrum is a certain Riyad Mahrez is on the books of Manchester City. If he wins the treble, that more or less add more fire or add more gas to the fire of who is said to be the best African footballer of the year. Let's not forget that over the course of the week, Bono was also more or less the man of the match in that game between Sevilla and Roma. He kept about 2 penalty kicks and he won the the Europa League as it is. So that is another issue that we have on our hands. For United, it is an age-long rivalry between United and City, and it's a rivalry that we will see till the end of our time. And stopping Man City on their way to getting the treble is one feat that they would gladly and joyfully beat their chest and say, we are the reason why this team did not make the treble. So hence why I said there's a lot at stake between both teams tomorrow. Who is going to bring first, I don't know. But like I just said, I just have this weird feeling that it might not be the popular candidate everybody is voting for tomorrow that will come out on top. But on paper, City should be able to carry the day tomorrow.
Yes, City should be able to carry the day tomorrow. That's the third form, Robbie. I'm going to go on to Prof. Prof, look at these beautiful coaches. Pep. Pep is fantastic. Also, I think coming up with Erik Ten Hag coming to United, Ten Hag has already won some trophies at Eredivisie League. And do you want to talk about these two coaches going into this game, Prof? Did I lose?
Yeah.
Sure. Prof,
but
talk to me.
The game tomorrow. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. So the game tomorrow is going to be a very, very tactical one. I think, like Eric said, it's going to be a game that will be won in the midfield. If I'm going to suggest, I think Erik Ten Hag should go with the box midfield. I'm talking about him using Bruno Fernandes on the right hand side, Marcus Rashford up front, and probably Sancho from the left. I think Anthony is not going to make the game. Why I said so is because he needs to be able to choke down midfield, because we all know how City plays. City are going to push stones forward. They will use this game as as a preparation. I know there's a lot at stake, but they will play this game as though they were in the Champions League final. I'm sure that's how they will approach it. They will go into this game as they was the final of the Champions League, and I'm expecting to start the same starting 11 that is going to use against Inter Milan. So you're going to see John Stones pushing up front and making a box midfield, and so they want to dominate the midfield. The only way Erik Ten Hag can counter that as well is to, like Eric said, use Casemiro and another defensive-minded player with him, thereby pushing Eriksen forward and Bruno Fernandes on the right. I think Bruno Fernandes will perform on that right because we don't have an out-and-out left back from City. City are going to use Akonji or Ake there, who is not going to bomb forward. so they won't be Bruno won't be taxed with the duty of tracking any fullback, because they don't have an overlapping left back. So that way it can get the ball and use Rashford on the counter attack. I think that's the only way United can win the game, on the counter attacks. So two managers, fantastic managers, highly tactical managers. I'm very sure Erik Ten Hag would have his work cut out. He will have his plans for Man City, but you can't look past City. They are the overwhelming favourites. The momentum. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Please go ahead. I think
the overwhelming favourites, and so because I don't think Vegas would start the game.
Yeah, I think it would be
a useful stuff on the bench.
Yeah,
I think it'd be a useful stuff on the bench when they have to go long or sort of set piece or something. I think if he starts the game, it will be just an anonymous in the game. So that's the way I think Erik Ten Hag can approach tactically, just to agree to contain Man City at least for the first 20 minutes. Don't let them get into their groove yet, because we all know what City can do when they get into the groove. So you stop them and then you take it from there and hit them on the break with Rashford up front. So that's the best way I think United can go.
All right, before I call on Aiz, who is joining us, it's just joining us. I want Irate with, hold on a second. Okay, Irate is saying, I'm not a fan of Bruno. Why? Okay, sorry. Bruno on the wings, it can be rendered useless. Of course, yes. Thank you, Irate, for that message. Beautiful one. Irate, I want you to anchor this game. I know there should be a way we can beat City. I know there should be a tactics which can use to beat City. So Irate, I have this. Of course, yes. Kulewu is going to play 9.
I feel it's going to be a tricky one, but I think it's going to probably be between either Marcus Rashford or Wout Weghorst. Yes, it's going to be either, because if Rashford is playing up front, it means that it's most likely probably going to be maybe a case of maybe Garnacho and Sancho starting on the flanks. And the thing is, you ask yourself is that, would you really want to start Garnacho out?
Yeah.
Yes, because I think Garnacho for now is better off as a substitute. Yeah, because if you remember the win that we got over City, it happened as a result of his goal, that winner that he had for us off the bench. So if Garnacho starts, I don't know how it's going to be, but so it's yet to be seen what Ten Hag. But it won't be surprising if Weghorst starts. I don't know what Ten Hag has in plan, but it's going to be tricky. But
all right, let me ask Irate. Irate, what system do you think Ten Hag should use in this formation? What we have right now. Let's say these are the players set for tomorrow. What formation do you think should happen? We all know Fred always, utility player. But what formation do you think we should use as a Manchester United?
I think if Ten Hag, I'll go with I'll say probably a 4-3-1-2.
4-3-1-2.
Because I want to overload the midfield, and I only want Bruno to be on the wing. I know Bruno can give like a performance on the wing, but it's usually not the best. You don't get the best of Bruno in the wing. He's always in the middle doing his thing. So, but like Prof said, I think Ten Hag might use him on the wing tomorrow, because I don't trust the likes of Weghorst and Sancho.
Are you saying Bruno will be on the right? Like
if it's a 4-3-1-2, I will expect him to be in the middle, right behind, let's say, Rashford, and maybe if we have Rashford, I can go for maybe Rashford and Sancho up front, or Rashford and even Garnacho, since Martial is out.
Okay, let's say this is the lineup. Let's say this is the lineup
that against Barcelona. Let's not forget that against Barcelona, a team who keeps the ball, who obviously has the same style like City. Bruno had a very good performance. I think he played on the wing. I don't know if I'm right. He played on the right side against Barcelona.
On the right side.
And yes, the idea is not to play there as an out-and-out winger. The idea is not to take on players and people like Anthony. The idea is from that position, he can see the pitch. He can look up and pick Rashford to run. We all expect City's defenders to push up. So then Rashford will be looking to exploit the spaces. And then if you have Eriksen and Bruno, these are two players that can pick up the ball over the top and set Rashford on, that's the only way they can win the game. They can't take possession away from City. They can only win the game one way, and that's counter-attack football. And you have to have Bruno on the pitch, and then you have to overload the midfield. So I think I won't be surprised if he does that. Bruno will not go and take on players. He will be there. He will be joining the midfield sometimes without the ball. And when he gets the ball, he tries to set Rashford up. So that's what I feel.
All right.
Yeah,
all right.
But whoever is playing that left back position for City might have a field day. Just having a cool time in that position. I mean, we saw it, like you said, Barcelona even right now, they don't have as much as possession as Man City has. No team in the world that I can think of right now is able to hold on to the ball like Man City can. So, like I said, he might if he's on that wing, he might have less touches in that game, and it might just be rendered absolutely useless. So it can go both ways, but I don't think playing Bruno out of position it's a good idea. But I think that's what Ten Hag will go for eventually, anyways. Because there's no option.
What's the magic? Welcome to the show. What magic can Manchester United pull out tomorrow from this lineup? It's crazy.
Yeah, it's good to be on the show, man. I mean, it's one headache any manager would not want to have right now facing Manchester City. I hear all the permutation and tactics all the guys are throwing in. But one thing we should understand Man City for this season is Pep has been able to mash things up. He has been able to mix things up in terms of tactics. He can decide to give you the opponent possession and just decide to do what Pep does. Or he can decide to, take possession and dismantle the opposition. So I really don't know. Well, it's not fair on Erik ten Hag with the number of players that are out, Anthony Martial and also Anthony on the wing. Possibly, maybe they will try the possible best to ensure they do everything they can for Anthony to come and play the game, which is not impossible. They can just wrap him up and make him fit. But with the players he has at the moment, it's going to be difficult, really, because on paper, like Robbie said, this is Man City, but we know football, anything can happen. Play Fernandes on the wing. Who is going to play in that midfield? Because if you want to play Man City counter-attacking football, you need someone who can hold the ball and spray the passes, which Fernandes can do. Will he be able to do it from the wings? And if you notice, Eriksen and also Casemiro, they are the types of midfielders that their work rate off the ball is not that high in terms of winning the ball back. So it's a catch-22 situation for Erik ten Hag, depending on the number of players he has on ground. And I feel the worry shouldn't be countering Man City. Because if you go to that match, worrying his head off that what do I do? How do I counter Man City?
Yeah.
Maybe he might lose. But go in there, enjoy the game, put a formation and tactics that you feel can win you the game. But if the worry is about how do I counter Man City, that's going to be a big trap, because we know our Man City, we know who they are, we know the best. But for me, I just want to watch a good game, and I hope Manchester United, I hope Erik ten Hag come up with a formation that can make him win the FA Cup. Like I said, this is the 21st final Manchester United will be featuring. Joint record with Arsenal. I just want to watch a good game tomorrow.
All right. Lady Va, talk to me about the defense of Man City. Do you think Manchester United can they can exploit them? Look at the defense.
Yeah. Looking at the defense, one thing about Pep I noticed recently, the Pep relate thing. He has not been overthinking lately, you know. Yeah. So looking at the lineup now, I think Ake is back, you know. So what I'm thinking tomorrow, I don't know if Walker is actually going to be playing there, or maybe he might decide to play Akanji there and put in Ake. So that's another thing. And one thing with City is they've got so much connections. So I was reading where Varane was saying what Manchester United needs to do is just to cut out the connection, especially from KDB. You know, for me, I think KDB is actually the biggest threat. That's Kevin De Bruyne. Yeah. Oh. So I think it's actually the biggest threat to me. And I know this is actually a very unpopular opinion, but I feel Haaland can be controlled. You know, he's actually a very good finisher. You know, he gets 10 chances, maybe 7 or 8, you're guaranteed. But then I think the major threat is actually KDB. And then one thing with City, like I said, they have so many connections. So you're thinking it's going to be KDB or Haaland. Then you see Bernardo Silva out from nowhere, like we saw in the Champions League game. He was the main man, you know. Yeah. So you can actually single out one person or 2 persons and be like, okay, we need to. So everybody in that City game is actually a threat. So and then for the keeper, I don't know about Pep. You know, you might be thinking he's starting this and he might just wake up and come up with something else. Ederson, I don't know if Ederson is actually, maybe because it's a final, he might decide to use his best keeper, which is Ederson. But then Ortega has been the main man for that position ever since the FA Cup started. So with the way Pep has not been overthinking lately, he might just decide to still go with him. Yeah. And then this FA Cup final, in as much as it's actually very important, City, they're chasing the treble, but I don't really think they need it like the Champions League. So they would rather lose. That's the worst case scenario. They would rather lose this FA to Manchester United and prefer to be prepared for the Champions League final. So I think Pep will not really think much. And then the Bernardo's position, I don't know, the FA recently, Mahrez, he might decide to actually start Mahrez and maybe save Bernardo for the Champions League or maybe bring him back later as a sub, you know. So I'm just looking at the normal formation he's been playing. I'm about that right wing, that's Bernardo, maybe he might bring in Mahrez, and then the right back, playing Walker there or putting Akanji and then bringing in Ake in that position, because Ake is actually, so far, he's the best person for that position in City. And then Stones definitely, he puts Stones up front and Diaz retains his position. But nevertheless, let's see how it's going to be.
All right, Irate, quick one. How can we contain KDB in this game? Is it true Fred should do that? I mean, one-on-one? How can... He's a dangerous player. I mean, it's phenomenal.
Yeah, very dangerous. It's almost uncontainable, honestly.
Yeah.
Because I think, I wouldn't say they should try to man-mark him, but try to just... He picks up like very intelligent positions. He knows how to make good runs, especially when Mahrez or Bernardo Silva cuts in into midfield. Then he goes to their right side to whip in those wicked crosses. So you need like Casemiro or Fred just trying to make sure that you block those holes that KDB is able to run into, because when you allow him space, he is able to, you know, produce dangerous passes that can hurt the opposition. Yeah. So I think that, like I said, that's why I said for me that midfield is very, very, very important going into the game. Like Lady Var said, Haaland is someone that he doesn't need many touches. Actually, he can just get a goal out of nowhere and probably doesn't need many chances. But Haaland's goal scoring rate drops when Kevin De Bruyne is not on the field. That shows you how important De Bruyne is to Haaland and to Man City as a whole. So that midfield has to do a good job of blocking those holes, those positions that KDB is picking up. They have to make sure that they are there at that time. They don't allow any shots from him. And, you know, just I see Man City Man United probably defending, honestly, because I don't see how Man U can go toe-to-toe with Man City. I mean, not many teams in the world can, so it's not something to be ashamed of. But at the end of the day, what matters is the result. So, for me, that's the midfield has to do a good job, very good job.
So, are you saying Man U should not absolutely go for attacking? I mean, playing high line, stuff like that.
That's not a good idea. If you want, I don't think you should go toe to toe with Man City trying to attack them as well. I mean, you can try to contain them. You don't have to pack the bus, but you can try to contain them. But I don't think you should go gung ho and all out against Man City. They can tear you apart. When it comes to pace, I don't think there's any Man United defender as fast as Haaland. And you also have Grealish and probably Mahrez on the wings, who are very good one-on-one. So it's not a good idea. I don't think Ten Hag would. Even when the game Man United won, they didn't go toe-to-toe with Man City. I don't think it's a good idea to do that.
All right. Let's move on to the combined 11. I know it's going to be a very I rate you're going to start with the combined 11, and we have. Let me quickly put this on, and all right. The combined 11 we are looking at. I think you said it's Ortega is going to be starting.
Yeah, Pep confirmed that Ortega is starting.
I think so. So head to head with Ortega and De Gea. Irate, who you go for? I mean
Ortega and De Gea. I'll go for De Gea,
definitely. And is there anything you think De Gea has to do? Because somebody was mentioning, I think I'm going to throw that questions to Robbie. Somebody was telling me about De Gea at this moment, that De Gea has to pay more attention by not putting a long ball, giving them the chance of for Man City to recover. He must know how to spread the passes, take it easy. And I noticed Man U cannot play from the back like that. I don't know. So, giving De Gea a back pass, let's say a back pass, De Gea is always fond of, long ball. So, what are you going to say? You're laughing.
Well, you know what? Let me just say it as it is. Playing out of the back for United against a team like Manchester City is more or less like smoking very, very close or smoking near a petrol station, because that is how very terrible it can be. And there's one thing about David De Gea. Sometimes he loses concentration. Sometimes there is no accuracy in the kind of passes he gives to the defenders. I think with somebody like Varane, the combination of Varane and Lisandro Martinez, yes, United might be able to risk playing out of the back. But if you are going to try that with Maguire, if you're going to try that with Lindelof, just know that you should just buy a casket and keep it somewhere, because somebody will end up dead. Yes, it is the truth. Somebody will end up dead. For tomorrow, the truth is tomorrow. I think it was Prof that was saying that one of the best ways United can play the game of tomorrow is to play City on the counter. Conley also said one of the teams that knows how to beat City is United. Yes. Now let me combine both school of thought. The truth is City will dominate possession tomorrow. There is no way United can negotiate it. And for the fact that Pep will most likely play Kevin De Bruyne, who will dictate the pace upon which that midfield attacks United tomorrow, is another issue. Then you're looking at the fact that if Bernardo Silva plays, this is one man that is slippery. This is one man that is intelligent. We have seen this man score goals, very intelligent and well-constructed goals against United. So United have to be careful. And with whichever combination United uses in the midfield, especially if you're going to play Casemiro, what you're asking is, are they going to mark zonally, or are they going to mark one-on-one? So that is another thing that Erik ten Hag has to think about. If they're going to mark zonally, it means that, let's take for instance, you're a defender, and Kunle is an attacker. That means that if Kunle leaves my zone and comes to your zone, I will hand over Kunle to you. So that means that you are now the one that will pick up the responsibility of marking Kunle. That is, if you are talking about zonal marking. If it is one-on-one, that means that if Kunle strays into your zone, I will have to follow Kunle into your zone, leaving my own zone very, very vulnerable. And that is, like I said, that is one thing Erik ten Hag has to think about tomorrow. So for United, they have their hands full because there is Kevin De Bruyne to worry about, there is Erling Haaland to worry about, and this man, before he has been a little bit jittery, but right now I think he's feeling right at home in the English Premier League, and he has scored. Yes, he scored a hat-trick against United in his first contact. So for tomorrow, David De Gea playing out of the back, I think United will have to watch it. If he's going to clear the ball out of the back, the most sensible or the most thing he can do to be careful is to play the ball very close to the line, so that in case if there's a scuffle, the ball can go out for a throw-in. If there's a scuffle and the ball, or maybe there's a foul, the defense can regroup and reset quickly. If he plays it into the middle of the field, I am so sorry. Make sure you get a basket, because United will be going back home with a lot of goals in that basket.
Robbie, I am in Jah now. Why? Calm down, Robbie. All right, let's move on to this back four. Kunle, talk to me about this back four. What do you feel? Can Manchester United pull up at least two defenders out of this four? Which one are you going for?
I would be going for Luke Shaw at left back, and I'll go for Luke Shaw at left back definitely. At centre back, and I don't know, maybe Aaron Wan-Bissaka. I know that would be funny. Then maybe we would have two City centre backs, since we know that
Varane.
No. I think Varane will be out because Man City have strong centre. I mean, the back four is literally made up of centre backs. I mean, there was a time Kyle Walker didn't used to play, right? So it was John Stones, Ruben Diaz, Manuel Akanji, and Nathan Ake. I mean, that's where you know Pep Guardiola is crazy. Like, who plays four centre backs? I can't ever remember where that thing happened, where four centre backs were being played. I know, yes, the way he plays it, it's a unique system, yeah, but it still doesn't change the fact that they are centre backs. So for the sake of at least, maybe we can put Luke Shaw and Aaron Wan-Bissaka at fullbacks, since we know they are traditional fullbacks. Then we can have maybe the pairing of maybe a John Stones and maybe Ruben Diaz, or a Ruben Diaz and maybe Manuel Akanji as centre backs.
Prof, help me. Prof, don't let Kunle take me to where I don't want to go to. Prof, help me. What do you feel about this back four? I don't want Kunle to take me to where I don't know. Where I don't know is where Kunle is taking me. What do you agree? Do you agree? Stones over Varane. I mean,
it's arguable. It's very much arguable, to be honest. The Stones is either for me, just for the purpose of balance.
Yes.
I would go with Luke Shaw at left back. I think Luke Shaw has been underrated this season. He has been fantastic. Then I'll go with Ruben Diaz and Varane at centre backs. And on the right side, I'll go with another country.
Say that again, bro.
On the right side, on the right back, I'll go with Akanji.
These people are taking me to where I don't know. These two people are taking me to where I don't know. Please help me. I
think I'll go with what Prof said. It's hard to leave Stones out. Honestly, it's very hard. But Varane, his experience and leadership has been valuable and crucial to Man United's season. Yeah. Though he's had a couple of injury problems, but Stones playing centre back, DMF, that hybrid role, it's been very good. It's also hard to leave out Ruben Diaz, so I'll just have Akanji at right back, then Diaz and Varane centre and Shaw on the left. So that's what I'll go for.
All right, a Manchester United fan joining us. Margaret is also joining us right away. She's late. Margaret, I don't know whether she can hear me. Margaret, can you hear me, please?
Yeah, the Prof.
Yeah, it's all about. It's all about tomorrow.
The Prof, I wasn't late. I came in. Yes, I came in when they were talking about which manager
will actually choose if you're not giving any money. When you guys were talking about Mourinho, Sir Alex, I even commented to let you know I choose Sir Alex, but I've been in here like other close to an hour and I've been ignored.
My bad. Margaret, talk to me right now. Back four. Talk to me. These three people I'm talking about, Irate, Kunle, and Prof, they are taking me to where I don't know. Margaret, drag me back. Please drag me back. Save me.
There is no need for United. There is no need dragging you back. You see, those four guys you're seeing on the screen are actually our top back four. So we actually don't have any whoever, except we're saying we should bring in a Maguire, which we actually not in support of. That is the only one. Lisandro Martinez is actually out, which we all know. But even if he wasn't, I don't think Harry Tenga would have played him or would have started him like what he did in the game we had in January against City at Old Trafford. You see that I didn't play him because of because of his height, and he wouldn't have been able to contain Alan, so he was on the bench. I think he came in during when the game was about to wrap up. Then I think we're winning already. That was when he came in also. So already, Luke Shaw left, Wan-Bissaka right, Varane and Lindelof center. I wouldn't want Dalot to actually start. I know that when it comes to that crossing, dribbling, you can give it to Dalot. But when it comes to that defending and running, I give it to Wan-Bissaka. So I would prefer Wan-Bissaka because he has that fearless attitude. At least you know the way he can sweep off cross. At least I don't know how he does that, especially in box 18, how he does that. But I think I would prefer Wan-Bissaka to start. As for City, man, those guys, look at their faces. You can't know these guys. They are not. They are here for some. But very shortly, Lady Val said that she doesn't think that Pep or City actually need this FA Cup. I don't think so. They need it. Do you know, we're talking about they are playing with United. Number one, they are neighbors, they are peers, they are enemies. They are playing against. And then this same United are the only English club with treble. They actually want to match that fate. So they want it to be one of the best things that have will ever happen to City. And as for City, for their back four, of course, I'm looking at, but according to report, I don't know how true Ruben Diaz is actually in doubt. I actually pray it should be so. And so if he's not there, well, I don't think there is anyone you can actually say if this one is not there. All the back four are okay. They are actually good. Actually, one particular person I don't want is Walker. I don't want him Walker. I think that is the only defender back four in City that can actually run. But I actually don't want him there.
All right.
But
all right. So, okay, let's move on because of our time to the midfield. I have this great midfielders. KDB is there, Rodri, Gundogan, and also my midfielders from Manchester United. Bruno there, Fred there, and also Casemiro. I rate. Are you going for Man City or the midfielders? I rate.
For me, like I said, I'll actually go with like maybe 4-3-1-2.
Oh yeah,
so for the midfield, I would have Rodri, Gundogan, and De Bruyne with Bruno Fernandes in front of them. That's what I would go for in midfield.
All right, that's what you're gonna go for. Kunle, talk to me. Which midfielders will you go for?
I think so.
Well, for me, I would go for I think I would go for Rodri. and or better still, sorry, I would go for Ilkay Gundogan and oh man, this is tough, really.
Oh tough. It's tough.
Oh
tough.
I think I'll go for Rodri and Casemiro. Sandwiched with Kevin De Bruyne.
De Bruyne. Chai.
Yes, that's what I'll do.
KDB, Rodri, Casemiro.
And Casemiro, yes.
All right. Do you have any other opinion? Lady Vad, talk to me. These people are... What do you think?
Yeah, I think Kunde just said my mind. So he's actually very tough. If I'm not going for all the City midfielders, if there's one Man United midfielder I'm going to substitute, it has to be Casemiro. But then KDB, definitely. Then Rodri. And maybe Gundogan and Casemiro. It's going to be a tough one. Yeah.
All right. He is. Are you still there with us? I lost you there sometime.
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah.
All right, these three midfielders is going to be. These guys are saying it's a tough one. Nobody's speaking Fred. I don't know why. I know you have. I know you have a different alternative.
For me, really, it's a straight one. Though. Yeah. Are we looking at form, or we're just looking at?
Well, just add. 2 + 2 together, it will become 4. As in, which three are you going to go for? Yeah, which three are you going to go for?
In the creative space among these three, Gundogan beats it. Gundogan and Kevin De Bruyne. Yeah. Maybe on the defensive part, choosing between Rodri and because what's his name?
Casemiro.
No, Fernandes. He flatters to deceive. When the stage is high, he crumbles. He crumbles, really. Fred has been in and out this season. He has not even been able to birth a space in the starting 11. Casemiro, good signing, impacted the team. Like I mentioned earlier, his off-the-ball movement is what... He doesn't have that pace, maybe because of age. We could add that, to be fair on him. A younger Casemiro compared with Rodri, I'll pick Casemiro, but Rodri has been fantastic. Look at what Pep has done to these guys. He has built them into beasts. Rodri, when he came into the EPL, he was not this Rodri that we know. But Rodri has been transformed into a different beast. So, man, I'm going to pick the Man City trio over the Manchester United trio.
All right, Ika. All right, it's all right. I'm going to call on Prof. Prof, are you settling with his for the first time with his 3?
Yeah, I think it's spot on, bang on. These are the 3. You mean the City midfield, right? Rodri, De Bruyne, and Gundogan.
Yeah.
Yes, I think it has to be the City midfield.
So not for Manchester United.
No, not United gets in there.
Pirates, you didn't hear them. Pirates, you are hearing them. All right, Kule, do you agree with that? I think I've asked you. Okay, I think I've asked you. Am I right?
Yes.
Yeah. You said,
yes, you have.
So nobody's speaking Fred.
Well, nah, Fred is not. Yeah, we know that normally Fred isn't going to be a regular starter. That's why I said if anybody is going to be picked out of those 3 for the big occasion,
yes,
it is going to be Casemiro. So, and that's why I have said that it is going to be Casemiro and Rodri with Kevin De Bruyne sandwiched in between the 2 of them.
All right, Robbie, do you agree? You're the last person I'm going to ask. Maybe you're going to pick Fred. Robbie, talk to me. Fred, number 1.
Why will I pick Fred? Why will I pick Fred?
Even Fred won't pick himself.
Why will I pick Fred?
Hey,
in fact, I'd rather pick Kule than pick Fred.
Hey, Kule, do you play? No, Kule, do you play? You play football?
No, I don't. No, I don't.
So it's only Irates. Irates is a defender. I don't Irates. I don't play football.
No,
I don't play defend.
But no hope of Liverpool signing him, Sha. Because we know Irates is already.
No problem.
Irates is close to his 50s.
Irates, don't worry. Man will sign you.
Which of the
I'm better than Martinez, I'm better than Lisandro Martinez. So don't.
We need get out. We need get out. You are better than Maguire, better than Lisandro. Bawo. Beg you.
But I can choose Harris. I can choose Harris over Maguire, though. I will choose him.
All right, moving on to the combined 11s for the front three. I'm telling you, I can pick this one straight up. But I'm going to start with you, Margaret. Which three are you going to pick from these 6 players to make the front three?
Wow.
Oh, tough.
Wow. No, the hoof is actually not for United, though, because I don't know why Weghorst is actually there on that list. Well, I think
he's available. That's why.
I will pick Haaland, Rashford, and maybe Mahrez or Grealish.
No, you have to pick 3. I don't want all. Haaland, Rashford, or the third person.
Shit. Okay. Haaland, Rashford, and Grealish.
All right, Grealish. She's settling for Grealish. But Irate, you are the principal to this thing. The front three. Please, Irate, take me back to where I belong. Margaret is taking me far. Bring me back, Irate.
Yeah, for me, I already picked 4 midfielders.
Yeah.
Because I went to the 4-3-1.
Yes. So you're picking Haaland and Rashford or something.
So I'm picking Haaland and Rashford up front. Yeah.
All right, Kunle, what do you think? Okay, Kunle. Hello, Kunle. Can I? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm here, boss.
Yeah, front three.
The front three. I think the front three is very simple.
Okay. Rashford, Weghorst.
Yeah, Marcus. Yes, Marcus Rashford.
Sancho.
Yeah, because Marcus Rashford has more goals than Jack Grealish. He has more goals in him than Jack Grealish does.
Oh.
So Marcus Rashford, obviously Erling Haaland, and I would pick Riyad Mahrez simply because Riyad Mahrez is a player of the big occasions. If you've looked at Mahrez this time, he doesn't really get to play that much, but he's the kind of player that you can play. You can start him in the biggest game, and the funny thing is, he's the one who is actually going to score the goal. Haaland might not score the goal, but you'll be surprised that tomorrow he might get a brace. Hopefully he does not, but
he does not.
But that's the kind of player Mahrez is. He can be the one to score the goals tomorrow. So he's a big game player. So I'll definitely get him there beside Haaland and Rashford.
All right, let me tell you something. Lady Vi just sent me a text message. She said she's going to go for Sancho, Weghorst, and Sancho. I can't believe it. Or do you disagree with me? Take me back to where I belong. Lady Vi, what's your three?
I will even prepare to start ahead of Weghorst. So definitely, I need goals. So it has to be the striking Viking, Haaland up front. Then on the left, Grealish has been so impressive lately, and it's going to be a tough decision picking between Grealish and Rashford. So I think I'll go Rashford on the left. Then Mahrez, like Kunle said, if you need someone to actually step up in big occasions like this, it has to be Mahrez. It's actually so fantastic on that wing. So it has to be, for me, Haaland, Rashford on the left, and Grealish on the right. Yeah.
All right. Robbie, quick one. Choose the 3. I lost Robbie there. Robbie.
Yeah, I'm here with you.
yeah, choose the 3. Straight up.
Well, don't worry. Don't let me waste your time. I'll just go for the blue side of Manchester. End of story. So that is just where I'll be going to.
I want to end the stream straight up. What is this guy taking me to? Don't show the aware. Don't say that. All right, he is in the building. Front three. Weghorst is looking at you. Talk to me.
Yeah, I'm going to disagree a bit with Kunle because he said Mahrez is the player for the big season. I've not seen this season he has dropped in terms of performance, in terms of output, because when it was crunch time, you could see what happened at the end. The Joker Pep used was Bernardo Silva. Mahrez didn't even start that game. And imagine if Mahrez played like what Bernardo Silva did. I don't know if my stats have me right if he started that game, but I don't think Mahrez has given that output that he gave 2-3 seasons ago. But that's, by the way, that's what I don't agree with. Front three for me will be Grealish to start on the left, the assassin, the robot. Maguire said something that he knows his weakness. So we're waiting for Maguire to tell us Haaland's weakness so that we can deploy it next season.
Where did he say that?
I'll go. It was on the internet. Said he knows Haaland's weakness, but that just unlikely. So Haaland starts for me in the center, but I will not go with Mahrez on the right hand. I would go with Rashford, because if you look at Rashford's performance this season, despite his late poor performance in the season, towards the tail end of the season, he still gave a proper output as compared to Mahrez. So my front three will be Grealish on the left, my Haaland in the middle, Rashford on the right. Either way, they can switch.
All right. Oh, now, Prof, save me with this front three. Prof, which one?
I can't save you. I think it's for me. It's the City front three as well. As a matter of fact, I still think Bernardo Silva is going to start over Mahrez, because, like I said, it's a week before the Champions League final, and they've had a scattered approach in their last 2 games. They've not started as a unit, as a team, and it's very important that they play together once more and get into the group before the final. So I think this is the game that Pep might just, like I said, just get all of them to play again once more. Haaland missed some chances in the last 2 games, although it was just the games were not important games, so he could overlook that. But he needs to get back scoring, and so I think he will go with his first 11. And I'm going to go for the combined 11. I don't say my United 3. Rashford could go in for Grealish, but Grealish is better form, and that's his first position. So Grealish, Haaland, and Bernardo Silva.
All right, Konisewu, no problem. Chelsea fans, no problem. Go do it. We'll surprise you. All right, because of our time, you have to go right now. I'm going to ask you for your scoreline so that on Monday, you'll come back and tell us what you feel. I'm going to start with Lady VAR. What's your score prediction? Let me put you on the screen so that it's going to be happening. We'll know your house. All right, what's your score prediction on this one?
I don't want to go for a hat trick, so I'll just go for a 3-1 City to win.
Yeah. All right. She said 3-1. On that note, Lady VAR, thanks for joining us. All right. Kule, I know you're Manchester United fan to the call. No doubt about it. I know. It's going to be a massive game. No doubt. Kule, what's your score prediction?
My score prediction is Manchester City 1, Manchester United 1. But Manchester United will win it 2-1 in extra time.
Oh my goodness, Kule win a lottery of $1 billion. It is what it is. All right, thank you so much. It's 2-1 for Manchester United. One love, bro.
Thanks so much, boss.
All right, Irate, I know your mind. Irate, I'm going to call upon you. What's your score prediction? I know your mind already.
You said you know my mind already, right? Yeah,
bro.
For me, I would go with Man City to win 2-1 in normal 2-1. Time, though.
Yeah. All right, Irate, I'll see you. All right.
Yeah, thanks, Bidon. Thanks for having me.
All right, Robbie, are you ready for this game tomorrow? What's your score prediction for this game?
Okay, let me do the unthinkable. I'll go for United to win 2-1 tomorrow.
2-1. Beautiful. All right, Robbie, thanks so much for showing up.
All right, thank you so much.
All right, Prof, I know your mind. I know your mind, Prof.
What is my mind?
I know it. I know your mind.
Yeah, for me,
what's your score prediction on this one?
Manchester City 3 and Man United 0.
On that note, Prof, bye for now. Quickly bye for now. As soon as possible. Hey, Ease, what's going on, bro? I know your mind too. Manchester United, I know you're going to go for us. All right, hey, Ease, what's your score?
It's a Man City win, I'm sorry. It's a Man.
Oh my God, breaking of hearts. I got so many people breaking my heart tonight. All right, Ease, one love, bro.
Thank you.
Appreciate. All right, man. All right, guys, this is how far we can go tonight. It is what it is. See you guys. Tomorrow is going to be massive. I don't know whether I'm going to do watch along, but let's see how it goes. It's been a fantastic show tonight, all about this game. All right, on this note, please smash the like on the video, subscribe to the channel. This is how we roll. This is how we do it on the station. The Don is signing out. See you tomorrow. Manchester United 1, Man City 0. That's my score prediction. Bye for now.